23-year-old charged for refusing breathalyzer test. Elijah Fraser, a 23-year-old resident of Bidarabo Road, Bartica, appeared in the Bartica Magistrate Court today before His Worship Magistrate Tariq Muhammad. Fraser faced charges for refusing to consent to a breathalyzer test, an offense under Section 39E5A of the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act, Chapter 51:02, as amended by Act No. 10 of 2008. In court, Fraser pleaded guilty to the charge and was subsequently fined $30,000. The ruling underscores the importance of compliance with road traffic regulations aimed at ensuring safety on the roads. Venezuelan suspects arrested in shooting of Guyanese soldiers, one suspect dead. News source Guyana. Senior government sources have confirmed that at least 3 suspects involved in the shooting of 6 Guyana Defense Force (GDF) soldiers in the Cuyuni River have been arrested by the Venezuelan military. The arrests occurred late last night when the suspects, reportedly gang members, sought medical attention in the bordering community of San Martin with gunshot wounds. Tragically, at least one of the suspects has succumbed to his injuries. The incident unfolded when the GDF patrol, engaged in a resupply mission in the Cuyuni River, was ambushed by heavily armed, masked men in 2 wooden boats. According to the Guyana police force, the assailants surrounded the GDF vessel and opened fire, prompting the soldiers to return fire, which forced the attackers to retreat. The injured GDF servicemen have been evacuated from the scene, and investigations into the ambush are ongoing. The situation highlights ongoing tensions and security challenges in the region as authorities work to address the threat posed by armed gangs. Man faces multiple traffic charges in Lethem Magistrates Court. On Tuesday, February 18, 2025, 21-year-old Robert Andrew of Tabatinga Lethem Central Rupununi appeared before Magistrate Omadat Chandan at the Lethem Magistrates Court facing several traffic-related offenses. Andrew pleaded guilty to being an unlicensed driver, resulting in a fine of $15,000 or 1 week of imprisonment. He also admitted to driving an uninsured motor vehicle, which led to a $30,000 fine or 3 weeks in jail. Additionally, he was fined $10,000 or 1 week for operating an uncertified motor vehicle and $15,000 or 1 week for using an unlicensed motor vehicle. However, Andrew pleaded not guilty to several other charges, including dangerous driving, failing to stop when directed by police, and violations related to the maintenance of his vehicle and tires, as well as prohibition of motor racing. For the charges where he maintained his not guilty pleas, he was required to post a $30,000 court bail. The total fines imposed on him amounted to $80,000, and the court has adjourned the case to February 27, 2025 for the commencement of the trial. Guyanese sprinter Athaliah Hinkson secures LSU scholarship. Guyanese sprinter Athaliah Hinkson has been awarded a scholarship to Louisiana State University, LSU, where she will join the university's track and field team this autumn. This achievement follows fellow Guyanese athlete Malachi Austin, who also secured a full scholarship to LSU. Hinkson's scholarship news comes on the heels of another notable commitment in the athletics realm, as fellow sprinter Tiana Springer, a Carifta Games and Youth Commonwealth Games 400m champion, recently announced her commitment to the University of Georgia. The talented sprinter enjoyed a stellar 2024 season, competing in the 100m and 200m at the 2024 World Athletics U20 Championships. She clinched gold in the 100-meter at the South American U20 Championships and earned gold and silver medals in the 100m and 200m events, respectively, at the Carifta Games. Hinkson set a personal best of 11.39 seconds in the 100m at the 2024 Guyanese Championships, a performance that ranked her 7th in the world for under 18 athletes and established a South American U18 area record. Additionally, she holds a South American U18 area record in the 60m with a time of 7.39 seconds and has a personal best of 23.76 seconds in the 200m. Hinkson's accomplishments not only highlight her individual talent, but also contribute to the growing recognition of Guyanese athletes on the international stage. New Demerara River Bridge on schedule for August deadline. The construction of the new Demerara River Bridge is progressing smoothly, with overall completion currently at 81.6%, according to the Ministry of Public Works. The project remains on track for its scheduled deadline of August 31, 2025. Significant advancements have been made on both the east and west approach bridges, the cable-stayed main bridge, and general site infrastructure. Precast girder installation has reached 24% completion on the eastern side and 32% on the western side, with steady progress reported in reinforcement installation and pile foundation work for the remaining substructure. Drilled shafts are fully completed on the western side, and 93% completed on the eastern side. The main tower segments P34 and P35 are also nearing completion, with P34 at 87% and P35 at 84%. The eastern approach roadway has seen 60% completion for a 50-meter section, while the western approach roadway is at 46% completion. Additionally, construction of the cable-stayed bridge, CSB, decks for segments P34 and P35 has achieved an overall completion rate of 5.1%. The $260.85 million project, executed by China Railway Construction Corporation Limited and supervised by Politecnica Ingegneria, has utilized approximately 66.26% of the contract sum to date. Once completed, the new bridge is expected to significantly enhance connectivity for thousands of commuters, offering cost and time savings and reducing waiting times for maritime transportation across the Demerara River. Termination and overtime payment among 750 complaints received by Labor Ministry last year. Newsroom. The Ministry of Labor reported receiving approximately 750 complaints from workers in 2024, addressing issues such as termination, severance pay, and the payment of overtime and annual leave. Chief Labor Officer Dhaneshwar Dionarine announced on Tuesday that around 90% of these complaints have been resolved, indicating a significant reduction in the number of grievances compared to the previous year. Dionarine highlighted that the complaints reflect a notable improvement in the resolution process, stating, "We have seen a significant reduction in the number of complaints coming to the Ministry of Labor." He noted that while about 750 complaints were received, the outstanding issues were primarily filed late last year and would require additional time for investigation and resolution. On the same day, the ministry hosted its second annual labor laws seminar at the Arthur Chung Conference Center in Liliendal. This year, 220 businesses employing approximately 30,000 workers participated in the event. Dionarine emphasized that these engagements are essential for clarifying legal matters and promoting industrial relations stability. The seminar aimed to educate employees and employers about their rights and obligations under various labor laws. Participants were encouraged to raise concerns regarding issues such as probationary periods, termination, annual leave, and wages, providing the ministry with insights into areas needing more attention. Over the past 3 years, the Ministry of Labor has conducted 20 seminars nationwide, which Dionarine believes are crucial for maintaining investor confidence amid rapid national development. PNC/RAPNU alarmed over latest armed conflict on the Guyana-Venezuela border. The PNC/RAPNU has expressed alarm over the armed attack yesterday on members of the Guyana Defense Force, GDF, by armed men positioned on the Venezuelan side of the Cuyuni River. The party commended the soldiers for their courage in defending themselves and the nation's territorial integrity, while extending wishes for a full and speedy recovery to those injured in the incident. In light of this attack, the party is calling on the government to urgently launch a full investigation and to review and bolster the country's security and defense arrangements along the Guyana-Venezuela border. They emphasized that the GDF and its gallant soldiers must receive all necessary training and equipment to ensure their safety and to effectively withstand and repel any armed threats from across the Cuyuni River. The PNC/RAPNU strongly recommends that the GDF be equipped with more effective and modern weaponry, including surveillance technology and rapid response capabilities. Moreover, the party urges the government to adopt a proactive approach and maintain continuous vigilance in protecting the nation's territorial integrity. They stress that responses should not only be reactive to flare-ups and crises, but should involve ongoing measures to safeguard the border. The PNC/RAPNU remains uncompromising and resolute in its defense of the country's borders and territory, once again saluting the bravery of the nation's soldiers. AFC conducts listening and grounding exercise in Beirut, ECD. On Saturday, February 15th, the Alliance for Change, AFC, continued its listening and grounding exercise in Beirut on the east coast of Demerara. Led by Nigel Hughes and supported by members of the party's youth arm, Youth for Change, YFC, the team encountered alarming levels of poverty within the community. During their visit, residents expressed a range of pressing concerns, including the lack of a health center, rising drug use among adolescents, poor road conditions, inadequate drainage, high unemployment and underemployment rates, and the absence of primary educational facilities and recreational spaces. The community also highlighted a troubling trend of school dropouts and low economic activity. The stark contrast between the residents' living conditions and the government's claims of significant economic growth was evident. In a nation that promotes the vision of becoming the Dubai of the Caribbean, many ordinary citizens continue to live in dilapidated and unsanitary conditions. In response to these issues, Hughes outlined several priority areas for the AFC's future governance. He committed to establishing a health center in Beirut, as well as new nursery and primary schools. Additionally, he promised to address drainage problems and identify a site for a playing field to enhance community recreation. Hughes emphasized the importance of providing stipends for individuals pursuing technical and vocational training to ensure that young Guyanese can access opportunities in the burgeoning oil and gas sector. Just a week prior, the AFC had visited Leopold Street in Georgetown, where they were taken aback by the living conditions faced by families, including children. Following that visit, the party distributed food hampers to 25 families and began work to clear a blocked sewage system, which has posed health risks due to mosquito breeding. The AFC plans to continue its listening and grounding exercise across Guyana, aiming to engage with communities and address their concerns directly. President Ali says thorough evaluation underway after soldiers attacked on Cuyuni River. Newsroom. President Dr. Irfan Ali announced on Tuesday that a comprehensive investigation is underway following the attack on soldiers along the Cuyuni River near the Venezuelan border. Speaking to reporters at the 2025 Guyana Energy Conference and Supply Chain Expo at the Marriott Hotel in Georgetown, President Ali emphasized the seriousness of the situation. "We are taking this very seriously. Even if it involves armed gangs or any organizations operating on the Venezuelan side of the border, this is serious, because they fired on ranks in uniform," President Ali stated. The 6 soldiers who were attacked are currently being transported to the city for medical treatment. The president highlighted the importance of gathering all facts before discussing the procedures necessary to protect the soldiers and safeguard the nation's sovereignty. "Let us get the evaluation, and then we will discuss our procedure that is important for the protection of our men and women in uniform," he said. According to the Guyana Defense Force, GDF, the soldiers were ambushed by masked gunmen from the Venezuelan side. The injured personnel include Second Lieutenant Ansel Murray, who was shot in the head, Sergeant Kevin Davis, who sustained injuries to his foot and ankle, Corporal Andre Fraser, who suffered wounds to his abdomen and shoulder, Corporal Kevin Henry, who was shot in the arm and shoulder, Lance Corporal Travis Yorick, who was shot in the thigh, and Private Ezrin Samuel, who was shot in the abdomen. Following the attack, the GDF mobilized reinforcements along the Cuyuni River. A statement from the GDF indicated that a resupply vessel traveling from Iterengbang to Macapa came under fire during the incident. The patrol unit responded promptly, engaging the assailants with return fire. Police headquarters have reported that the armed individuals are suspected to be linked to the Sindicatos, a Venezuelan gang. The GDF reaffirmed its commitment to the welfare of its ranks and the overall security of the nation. Several foreign banks eyeing expansion in Guyana. Finance Minister. Guyana Times. Finance Minister Dr. Ashni Singh announced that several global financial institutions have shown strong interest in establishing a presence in Guyana following the introduction of the Financial Institutions Amendment Bill of 2024. This initiative is part of the government's broader efforts to strengthen the financial sector and attract international investments as the country seeks to expand and diversify its economy. During the 101st sitting of the 12th Parliament, Singh outlined that the amendment aims to modify the Financial Institutions Act, which has long been a foundation of banking regulations in Guyana. A key feature of the proposed amendment is Section 19A, which would allow foreign financial institutions to set up representative offices in the country. Singh emphasized the significance of this amendment, stating, "Given where our economy is today, the rate of economic growth we are observing, and the increasing international investor interest, this interest is not confined to the non-financial sector. Large financial institutions worldwide also have an interest in establishing a presence in Guyana." The minister revealed that some of the largest foreign financial institutions in the world have already expressed interest in setting up offices in Guyana. He highlighted that the country's robust regulatory framework, developed over years, aims to ensure the stability and transparency of the financial sector. The establishment of these representative offices will enable foreign banks to better understand the local market, explore business opportunities, and potentially pave the way for a full operational presence. However, all foreign financial institutions will require approval from the Central Bank of Guyana before establishing their offices. This is an extremely welcome step. It allows them to acquaint themselves with the Guyanese economic landscape in a more direct manner, Singh noted. He added that while foreign banks will be subject to initial regulatory supervision, they will eventually need to obtain a full service license from the central bank for a complete presence. The Financial Institutions Amendment Bill of 2024 is anticipated to stimulate investments and foster stronger international financial ties, positioning Guyana as an attractive destination for global financial players. Additionally, the legislation aims to enhance asset transfers and encourage local banks to modernize their practices to meet international standards. As Guyana continues to evolve into a significant financial hub in the region, Dr. Singh expressed confidence that the passage of this bill will mark a pivotal moment in the nation's economic development. With a robust legal and institutional framework now in place, Guyana is poised to thrive within the increasingly interconnected global financial system. Missing 12-year-old girl found in Burbus after 3 weeks. Public tip-off leads to rescue. Livewire News reports, police have successfully located a missing 12-year-old girl from Wortmanville, Georgetown, who had been unaccounted for 3 weeks. The girl was found in the home of 25-year-old Andrew Bola, a mason residing at 42 Stanleytown, New Amsterdam, Burbus. The discovery came after a missing person report was filed by the girl's mother, a 36-year-old self-employed resident, on social media, prompting a police investigation. On February 14, 2025, at approximately 12:30 p.m., police conducted a search of Bola's residence, where they found the girl lying on a bed, dressed in a vest and boxer shorts. Both the girl and Bola were taken to Central Police Station, where Bola was placed in custody pending further investigation. During interviews, the girl revealed that she had left home for school on January 20th, but had instead traveled to New Amsterdam to meet Bola, whom she had met on TikTok in 2024. The young girl disclosed that during her stay at Bola's residence, she engaged in sexual intercourse with him on 3 occasions. She also reported being sexually abused by her stepfather, a 38-year-old welder. Despite previously reporting the abuse to Brickdam Police Station, she felt that her claims were not taken seriously, leading her to run away from home multiple times, marking this as her 4th escape. The girl's mother was contacted and informed of her daughter's whereabouts. During a live broadcast with Simona Brooms, leader of the Assembly for Liberty and Prosperity, ALP, Brooms confirmed, "We found her safe. She was at New Amsterdam, Burbus." The police located the girl in a house where a 1-year-old baby was also present, and the owner of the house was arrested. Recalling her journey, the 12-year-old explained, "I left to go to school. Then I walked out to Tuckville Bridge, and he came to pick me up with a motorbike." She described how she met Bola on TikTok and communicated with him using her aunt's phone. The girl revealed that Bola instructed her to meet him after school, saying, "He said when I go to school, come off at Tuckville Bridge and meet him." Upon arriving at Bola's home, she was surprised to discover that he had a child, stating, "I didn't know he had a son. He told me he took his son from his mother because she would beat him." The girl confirmed that Bola introduced her to his friends as his girlfriend and purchased clothes for her. "When the police found her," she recounted, "when the police come, I start cry. They asked me my name and age, then they showed me the news and asked if that's me, and I told them yes." The incident has raised significant concerns regarding child safety and the vulnerabilities of young individuals in the digital age. Teenager faces multiple charges in Lethem Magistrates Court. On Tuesday, February 18, 2025, 17-year-old Kellen George of Tabatinga Lethem Central Rupununi appeared before Magistrate Omadat Chandan at the Lethem Magistrates Court facing multiple traffic-related offenses. Charges and penalties. Unlicensed driver. Offense. Contrary to Section 23(1) of the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act Chapter 51:02. Plea. Guilty. Penalty. $10,000 or 1 week imprisonment. Uninsured motor vehicle. Offense. Contrary to Section 3(1) of the Motor Vehicle Insurance, Third-Party Risk, Act Chapter 51:03. Plea. Guilty. Penalty. $15,000 or 1 week imprisonment. Uncertified motor vehicle. Offense. Contrary to Section 15 of the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act Chapter 51:02. Plea. Guilty. Penalty. $10,000 or 1 week imprisonment. Unlicensed motor vehicle. Offense. Contrary to Section 22(1) of the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act Chapter 51:02. Plea. Guilty. Penalty. $10,000 or 1 week imprisonment. Dangerous driving. Offense. Contrary to Section 36(1) of the Motor Vehicles and Road Traffic Act Chapter 51:02. Plea. Guilty. Penalty. $20,000 or 2 weeks imprisonment. Fail to stop when directed by police. Offense. Contrary to Section 52(a) of the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act Chapter 51:02. Plea. Guilty. Penalty. $5,000 or 1 week imprisonment. Maintenance of motor vehicle. Offense. Contrary to Section 99 of the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act Chapter 51:02. Plea. Guilty. Penalty. $5,000 or 1 week imprisonment. Maintenance of tire. Offense. Contrary to Section 101 of the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act Chapter 51:02. Plea. Guilty. Penalty. $5,000 or 1 week imprisonment. Prohibition of motor racing. Offense. Contrary to Section 38(1) of the Motor Vehicles and Road Traffic Act Chapter 51:02. Plea. Guilty. Penalty. $20,000 or 2 weeks imprisonment. Fail to carry speedometer. Offense. Breach of Regulation 65 of the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Regulation, Chapter 51:02. Plea. Guilty. Penalty. $5,000 or 1 week imprisonment. Fail to have I.D mark, front. Offense. Contrary to Section 13 of the Motor Vehicles and Road Traffic Act Chapter 51:02. Plea. Guilty. Penalty. $5,000 or 1 week imprisonment. Fail to have I.D mark, rear. Offense. Contrary to Section 13 of the Motor Vehicles and Road Traffic Act Chapter 51:02. Plea. Guilty. Penalty. $10,000 or 1 week imprisonment. Driving motorcycle without safety helmet. Offense. Breach of Para 3(1) of the Motorcycle, Protective Helmet, Regulation of 1972, Chapter 51:02. Plea. Guilty. Penalty. $7,500 or 1 week imprisonment. Kellen George has been fined a total of $122,500 or faced various terms of imprisonment for the offenses. The court emphasizes the importance of adhering to traffic regulations to ensure the safety of all road users.